Hey guys, Steve here from Australian 4x4 Adventures, and we're running through this today. Let's roll that intro. Love it. I love it. Tell that what's happening. Righto guys, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe and leave a comment down below as always, because I try and put as much content on as I can, and I'd love to have you guys join the family of my little YouTube adventure. So, I bought a caravan. Yes, it happened. I ordered this thing 12 months ago. So I've been waiting ages and ages and ages for this thing to finally turn up. Obviously with all the extra orders that people have been putting in, things just take longer to make it happen. So, it is a 2022 Jayco Expanda Pop-Top Outback. I think it's 17 foot 6.2 something. It's the one with the toilet and shower. You'll see it inside. If you're already looking at buying these things, you know the codes, everything. I'm not a code person. I'm very much visual. I see what I like and I get it. That's it. So, how about we start with the outside? Walk around, go inside and have a look. So I have done a couple of modifications to this already. I'll go through the mods as we sort of move around and tell you what's standard versus what I've added post sort of picking it up. You can get a couple of these things directly from Jayco. I didn't want to because I think they overcharge for what they're doing if you're willing to do the work yourself. So that's going to make it cheap. If you're just going to pick it up and get someone else to do it for you, nah, just get Jayco to do it. It's not badly priced in that regard. So from the front though, I did get the storm covers from them because they fit well, and I have done the storm cover modification. Essentially I can leave these on permanently and not have to take them on and off every time you pack the van up, which is what Jayco recommends. So essentially it's just a couple of extra plugs up into the lid, buttons up there, stays on the whole time. The other thing I ordered from Jayco is I got the extended A-frame drawbar. I liked it because obviously it meant I could have a little bit more room for the stone guard that I added on after I picked it up because I didn't want Jayco's one. Main reason for that is rear wheel carriers and stuff take up heaps of room, so if I didn't have the extended drawbar, this hits and it's a pain in the ass. It's just annoying. Plus it also means that it's slightly easier to reverse and everything else, because it's just slower to react when you're reversing. It makes life a little bit easier with an extended drawbar. Obviously these ones come standard with the breakaway, and there's a anti-sway something in there as well. Moving around to the far side of the van now. So on this side, obviously just got some water. Well, it's a jerry can holder tucked down there. I just use it for extra water, just in case, you never know. Here obviously is just a big boot. So this one goes all the way through. This is just obviously ropes and stuff, and the wheel chocks and all the bits and bobs that you sort of need to get to. I chucked the jockey wheel in here as well, just to get it out of the way. Just works for me. From there, what they've changed this year is the hot water service. So it's no longer a storage tank hot water service, it's an instantaneous. So basically as soon as you turn the hot water tap on, you hear it fire up, start getting hot water. It's different. Obviously power in and fuse, antenna in, water fillers, vents for the fridges, all that sort of crap. And I opted for the outdoor shower as well, mainly because Toby is young and messy. If you don't follow the channel, Toby's my son, he's 2. I figured an outdoor shower, because obviously camped up at the Murray on the beach, I don't want him walking inside. Wash him off outside, then go inside, he's fine. Hopefully, that's the plan. Alright, business side of the van. So obviously these awnings come standard with the van. I think it's a 14-foot awning, I think it is. Yeah, something like that, I forget. So 14-foot awning, LED lights built into the awning direct from Jayco. It's quite nice, it works well, saves you having to do it yourself. Opted for the little table on the outside here. Absolute godsend. Just stand. I was out here last night, little TV up here, watching the tennis. Yeah, I'm a tennis fan, I like it. Just only the Australian Open, I don't watch anything else apart from that one. Sit out here, drink, tennis on. Mint, absolutely mint. Okay, so the other thing that I really wanted is I hate cooking inside, but we'll do it if we have to, but I just prefer being outside. So we opted for the slide out kitchen on the outside. So that comes out, table folds over, you've got your cooktop and your sink here. I asked the exact same question I reckon a lot of you are asking right now. Oh, it's all facing the wrong way. You think, oh geez, why have you got to stand on the outside of your awning and everything else? 2 reasons why. One, this leg on the awning would normally be attached to the side of the van, which comes right through where you're going there. It also means that all the smoke and everything else goes outside your awning rather to the inside of your awning. But yeah, I'm 50-50 whether I might change it around, so because it's just a matter of turning them, a little bit of gas mucking around with this one, but yeah, it's good. I do find these jets though are very underwhelming for gas. So if you're looking to really sort of crank up the heat on a frying pan, these struggle to do it. Like it's, yeah, nah, they're not an awesome burner in that regard. So, and especially if it's windy, nah, not gonna happen. So inside the van now, and this is, for me, this is the cool part. This is where obviously all the electronics go. Obviously I've changed the batteries. If you follow me on Instagram, same name, Australian 4x4 Adventures on Instagram, Facebook, you'll know what I'm already up to. I'll touch really briefly on it in this video, but I'm going to make a whole different video based on the 12 volt setup for the van. It's going to be fairly elaborate. At the moment, it's done Steve style. Isn't great, but it's getting the job done, which is exactly what the video is going to be about, just getting the job done for now. It was just a pre-Christmas, had to get it done, going away, just do it sort of situation. But inside the van, obviously they're all pretty much generic. I think you get a choice of maybe 4 different fabric types and everything else. We went for the basics. We wanted fabric rather than leather. I don't know why. What Leanne chose that. Yeah. The more I use the van though so far, I'm finding little things that I didn't even know about it when we purchased the van, which I'll run through now. So welcome to the bed with me. Alright, so some of those cool features that I didn't realise that come with the van are right here. So in this corner here is obviously the jack for the TV point, so the antenna down there, which I knew about that one, that was easy. What I didn't know was right above it there's a cigarette lighter that's permanently powered, like off of the 12 volt system, so you don't need a 240 or anything else to run that. That's cool. So it's obviously a phone charger point or TV or whatever else you want to do. These USB points right here as well, permanently powered from the 12 volt system, not from a 240 volt. So phones and iWatches and all that stuff, you don't need to have a generator or anything else just to do the basics. Yeah, I didn't know that was there. That's pretty cool. Alright, some of the other little things was Obviously that's white and blue, just for different colours. You do have switching for the entire van from right here as well, which I knew that one, but I thought that was a cool feature. There's tons of storage in this thing. Like, I haven't even filled these cupboards up at all. Like, there is nothing in, well, sorry, I've some firelighters in there, but there is nothing in these cupboards whatsoever. This one's sort of just the junk one for sunscreens and all the bits and bobs, nothing too fancy. And then empty, bit of food and some paper towel, more food and a towel apparently. So there's tons of storage in this thing. I haven't fully loaded it because we haven't used it enough to sort of know. Coffee and coffee cups in this one, mugs and apparently more hanging hooks in there, just mugs and stuff all through there. Tons of stuff. So other things that we changed, as I put you guys down for a second, the fridge. I hate three-way fridges. I reckon they're the worst thing going. They're slightly efficient on gas, I'll give them that, but they're horrible in heat. They take ages to cool down. I just don't like them. I never have. Had a few, don't like them. So we upgraded to the 12 volt fridge only. So this only runs off 12 volt and 240. Carrot milk, why not? So it's a 170 litre fridge, 174 litre fridge I think it was. Tons and tons of storage in there. Little freezer up the top as well, so you've got tons of room for all the extra bits and bobs in there. Good fridge. It uses around about, when it's running, about 6 amps to run. With the amount of battery I've got in here, I can run the fridge for about 2 weeks with no solar whatsoever. We'll get to the solar stuff as well later because I've done a fair bit of stuff there as well. This will give you a little bit of a hint. I've changed over the battery monitor as well. So obviously it says iTech World, so it's a bit of a giveaway for who and what. But you can see there, just to run the lights and stuff, we're using about 0.6 of an amp just for there. But the main brains of what this whole thing does, a lot of this is null and void now based on what I've changed it over. So that 79% is incorrect. It's not getting all the battery into this anymore. It's going to where it is down there. So essentially this does everything else. So you can dim it, turn it off, bright. You can turn the entire thing off, turn it back on, power. Water tanks, so both tanks are at 100%. We've got 2 tanks in this one. I didn't opt for the third. You can turn the hot water service on and off from there, so that's the hot water service down here. Turn it back on. Bloop. Basically gives you the temperature of the water that it's currently at. So if I were to come over here, turn the hot water on, you can automatically hear the hot water service kicking on out there, and you'll see the temperature of the water starts to rise dramatically. So that's already hot right there. So you can see how quick it is, and you can hear it. So it's instantaneous. I'm using around 6 amps now, 7 amps. It works. Alright, so a couple little mods that I've done. So I've just added a couple of hooks and stuff just to hang a garbage bag and whatnot from there. It looks a bit crude, but it works. It's just, I always find, especially with kids, the easier it is for them, the more likely they are to do it. That applies to my wife as well. She likes things to be easy. So, the pantry. A lot of Jayco owners have done this little modification. So this is basically a little slide out pantry thing from IKEA. Gives you little baskets that you can pull in and out for your pantry, which is quite handy. Everything sort of works. I mean, you can see we haven't really loaded up that much yet because there's not that much to do. I'm solo camping this weekend, so didn't need to bring a heat with me, which is quite nice. So down here is obviously either bunks for kids, so you can have a bed here, a bed up the top there, get a little ladder so that kids can climb up and down. Toby's a little bit young for that, for us, so we just use this as storage for now, and Toby sleeps in the end bed by himself. He's got curtains that pull across, so it makes it nice and dark. Works really well for that. So we just put our clothes, doonas, chairs, all the stuff that we can't sort of fit anywhere else. This gives us heaps of storage. We came away camping for 12 days over Christmas and New Year's, and we could easily fit enough in here, including all of Toby's toys, with no dramas whatsoever for storage wise. So that was quite nice for there. Underneath here is actually the factory battery management system. So essentially you just take up the cushion from there, and all of that stuff is down in here. I've got a diesel heater going in. It's just sitting here at the moment. I haven't installed it. Video coming for that eventually. And there's been a couple of modifications to the factory stuff to house and to fit in the new battery stuff that we've been doing as well. That's quite nice. So moving on from there, obviously toilet and shower. So business end. So toilet there, little basin and stuff up here, and a shower there. It's tight, but I fit, and I'm like 6'4" and not the world's smallest person, but you know, we get there. Obviously the other end, I haven't set this bed up because no one else is here to use it, so I figured what's the point in setting it up. Also in here though, this is where all the magic's happening for the batteries and stuff. So, alright, I'm going to say, don't judge me on the wiring. This is a super basic setup, super quick. This took me like a couple of hours just to get it running so we could come away camping and sort it out and neaten it up later on. So all the cables are over length, they haven't been cut down, they run everywhere because I didn't know where stuff was going to end up. So it's a little bit messy. Don't judge me. You're going to judge me, I can see it. Alright, so I managed to get the batteries back here. So I figured this was a good use of space considering what we've got. So there's two 200 amp hour iTech World lithium batteries. So it gives me 400 amps of lithium in the back here. Oh, side note by the way, iTech World did give me these at 50% of cost price. So it's kind of sponsored, but not a full sponsorship. So just full disclosure on what the hell's happening there. So don't go going, oh, just another sponsored YouTuber. Yes and no it is, but it's fully disclosed. They did give me a promo code though, which gives you guys a further 10% off whatever they've got on their website. So if they've got a 50% off sale, put the promo code in, further 10% off. So it's going to be awesome. So that is A4X4A, my usual promo code that I use for pretty much all of the sponsors that sort of go from there. Obviously, so if you're looking at anything like that, get an extra 10% off, go give it a go. A4X4A. Go nuts. They've got the two 200 amp hour batteries, so 400 amps of lithium there. In there I had the Enerdrive DC to DC 40 amp plus charger, so that sort of does everything there. I bought the Blue Star, or Victron Blue Star solar controller, so that's the 100 volt 50 amp output, so it's one of the bigger ones for there. And I also got the iTech World 3000 watt inverter. Not currently hooked up, it's literally just sitting in the hole doing nothing at the moment. Turns out a bit of dust got in there though. Clearly I need to seal up some holes. So that's what I was saying about the shambles of wiring. Everything's running through the that's the shunt down hidden under there. So everything was just a quick get it done, and I'll sort it out later once we've got a bit of time to actually sit down and figure out what's going where. Plus I also need a proper electrician to wire this up, which is why I haven't done it properly yet, because I need to figure out an electrician to do that for me. So yeah, that's super quick, super basic. Not really going into it in detail. But as a point of where to fit some batteries though, it's a good use of space under there, because once the bed's set up you can't really get to it. So I don't think I'd use that as storage for anything. You can't get to it from the outside of the van at all. I like it there. I reckon it's good. on the roof of the van, it comes standard with a 180 watt solar panel. That's basically any of the Outback vans come standard with a 180 watt solar panel. From there, I got 2 extra 200 watt solar panels from Chaos World. Chaos Gear, I think it is. Not sponsored, just I thought they were a good solar panel, so I bought them. So I've got two extra one up there, so I've got 580 580 watts of solar panel on the roof for there. They're all ran in series, so essentially it just bumps up the voltage as it goes, which is what the Victron was about. It can accept up to 100 volts, so all 3 panels together added up to around about 65-70 volts. Translate that into amperage. It's around about 30 amps coming in on an ideal day to the battery. So I actually fitted the solar panels myself. I've done it without putting any screws into the van. I was slightly worried about losing a solar panel on the way here, but it didn't, so that's a bonus. I've just used some industrial grade Sikaflex silicon. So essentially it's automotive stuff that it's designed that it's meant to stick stuff to a body of a car. Give it a good clean, stick it down. So far, and it was pretty bloody windy on the way up, haven't lost anything, it's all going pretty good. So, winning on that front. Alright, so one of the little quick mod that I've done is this little pop-up bloody power point thing. So this only works on 240 volt at the moment. Won't be a problem once I've got the inverter hooked into the 240 system, so it runs everything anyway. So just 2 extra power points and 2 USB points there. It fits into that's the hole to run a lead through, which is there from factory. That's Jayco do that for you. This just fits in beautifully. You don't have to change the hole size. You don't have to do anything to it apart from just screw that sucker on, which is awesome. Other cool mod I've done, obviously I've got the 600 watts of solar on the roof, but I'll show you. Right, so on the far side of the van, I've hooked up an Anderson plug down here. This goes through to the solar regulator inside, so that way I can have my blanket. I've got a little solar blanket that I carry with me as well. So if I'm parked under some trees and the roof solar isn't getting anything, so it's really sunny out here, at least I can put the blanket out and getting some sort of solar in. Currently, that's running the car because I took the solar panel off the roof of the car because who needs it? Alright guys, so that is my 2022 Jayco Expanda OUTBACK pop top something Jayco van. There's so many names to this bloody van, it's incredible. If you're new to the channel, maybe think about subscribing, that'd be awesome. There's going to be more van content. I primarily do four-wheel driving content, so that's most of it. But the plan is to obviously try and do as much caravan stuff as well. It helps get Toby and the wife out because it's a bit more comfortable for him. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one.